yours. Ask Daniel Han. Daniel. Or ask Yuan. Oh, Yuan is the. Yes.
Suspicious for what?
He took Jay's name pen.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. So over the last 2 days, we've been thinking about groups that our characters belong to, right?
Yes.
And then power imbalances that might have short and long-term effects on that character. Okay, power imbalances between individuals, like Will and his dad, or power imbalances between groups, like Francisco as a non-native speaker, feeling powerless in his school, which is an English-speaking school, right? Today we're kind of turning the corner. We're going to think about themes. Okay, and you guys, you know what theme is already, right? Tell the person next to you what a theme is.
Theme is like a life lesson in the book, or like a main idea in the book. What author is trying to say to a reader. What do you think of that? Same as you. You read one. Hey, can you speak English, please, Alexander?
Dan? Hey, Dan. When you do that, you bring attention to yourself, right? Not to Alex. Nobody loves a tattletale. If you want to say that, say it so nobody else hears. Right? Dan, let me tell you why. If you say it in a way that no one else hears, you help out Alex without embarrassing him. But when you say it so everyone else hears, I feel like you're doing it to embarrass him. Right? Which makes me think that you're the one with the issue and not Alex. Right? You understand how that works? So next time, just go like this. Connecting language. Okay? Can you try that out? Perfect. Perfect. Now, who can tell us what a theme is? Annika, SJ.
What is the theme?
I think the theme is like the main lesson, or like the quote that the author wants to give to the reader.
All right, good. Yeah, I think we're all familiar with theme. We had it earlier in the year with Tiger Rising. But to help us think about the theme in this unit, we're going to try a different technique. And I thought about this yesterday. I was driving home from school, and I heard the song "All You Need Is Love." You know the Beatles song?
What is that?
All you need is love.
That's classic.
You know that song?
Yeah.
That's old school.
The Beatles song, right? All you need is love. I will share. I'll turn it on later in class, right? So, as I was listening, Daniel Han, I thought, that's a very simple theme, but it's applied in many different ways, in many different situations, right? So there are thousands of books with the theme, all you need is love. Right? Thousands of songs, although they're not called all you need is love, that's their message. So I thought, let me take that theme, right, that common theme, and let me use that to evaluate, or not evaluate, but think about and think more deeply about my story, Inside Out, with Francisco and Roberto. Right? So I thought to myself, all you need is love. Is that in the story with Francisco?
No, maybe.
Well, I thought, before the first day, he's wearing his hat, right? And his brother Roberto says, don't wear your hat to school. You can't wear that. You shouldn't wear it. People might make fun. But he says, no, Dad gave me this hat. I love it. I love my dad. I'm going to wear it to school. All right? So on the bus ride, his first day on the bus, can't understand anyone. He needs that hat, I think, comforts him on the bus. Right? Maybe helps him hide a little bit. Right? So I think, okay, all you need is love. He's got a hat that he loves. It's from his dad that he loves. So love, this theme is, it can work in that sense. Right? With the hat on the bus, being a new kid, and all that. But, when he's in school, is love all he needs?
No.
No, right? He needs a teacher that's understanding. Right? He needs classmates with open minds. Right? He needs more than love to be successful in that situation. You agree? Yeah? No. Not the question you should ask, Rainy. So, let's try this with another team. And I thought about some. Okay. All you need is love, right? Very common theme. We find it all the time. It's hard to be yourself. It's hard to be yourself. Like I was reading a story about a girl who was acting, wanted to impress a boy, started acting like a different person, hanging out with different friends. And this story is told over and over.
What story? Yeah.
I forget.
Is it this one?
Probably.
No,
I don't think it's not that one. But this is a common theme, right? It's hard to be yourself. You spend your adolescence figuring out who you are, right? That's what you're going through now. Who am I? Right, Johan? Who are you? Even when things are tough, you have to keep trying. Right? Don't give up. The story's told 1,000 times. Rocky is my favorite. I'm sure you have a favorite one too. Change is hard, but unavoidable.
I thought it's
Unavoidable. Change is hard, but unavoidable. What? I really don't care right now. So, we're going to choose one. And I want you guys to talk about it in thinking about the story inside out. And I want you to see if you can connect it or find something that supports this theme in that story or rejects it in that story. So which one of these do you like? I'll choose for you. It's hard to be yourself. Okay? So I want you to turn and talk for a minute and ask yourself, ask each other, is there anything in Inside Out that supports the theme, it's hard to be yourself? Is there anything in this story that rejects it?
like the main character.
Ready? Go.
The main character, like,
No,
it's hard
Alex.
to be himself because he cannot communicate and show his truth mind.
It's hard to like English. It's hard to be yourself. It's hard to stay in the language.
You go to
One, then he didn't cry.
well, Jason doing the deal with that.
What? 아, 마요가 있어.
All right, Lucy. In your discussion, did you find anything that supports or rejects this theme in the story Inside Out? Supports? Can you explain that for us?
San Francisco was first school he can't speak that language, so he cannot show to others who is he.
All right, so she said that Francisco, he doesn't speak English, so it's impossible for him to let others know
Yeah.
who he really is in this case. Come to right, Francisco. That's another reason why you guys should use the connecting language. Because if you don't, your teachers never really get to see who you are.
Yes,
Right? And they might think you are something different than you really are.
yes,
And that could be terrible if your behavior is not so great. Lucy, ask someone else. Say, what did your group discuss?
What did your group discuss, Dave?
Well, our group discussed about how main character can be, it's hard to be a little because main characters want to be cool and they want to be friends.
Okay, I need you to be more specific.
Like when they want to be cool and they
Who's they?
like the main character.
Francisco?
No, like we're only talking about Francisco. Or
This
what?
story.
So I think Francisco is hard to be himself because since he can't, as you said, he can't speak the connecting language between the people of his own school. It will be hard for him to introduce himself, and like since he can't speak with each other, he'll be quiet and be left out while the others are doing it.
All right, so let's follow this line of thought a bit. You've got Francisco, and he's got language that is the obstacle, making it hard for him to be himself, right? And for him, this is almost, it's insurmountable. Right? It's huge. Let's think about another character in the story. What about Arthur? Arthur is the student that speaks Spanish a little bit, but they get yelled at, right? So, when we think about Arthur, is it hard for Arthur to be himself?
No. Because he can speak
He can
both
speak
languages.
Right, but he wants to be friendly with Francisco, right? He wants to help him out.
Yes. So Arthur,
Can he?
Arthur can translate Spanish to English.
Can he? What does Miss Scalapino say when they talk to each other?
Connecting language.
Right? She says, English! English, Shiho! Right? That's Miss Scalapino. So can Arthur be himself?
No.
No, not really, right? So when you think about Arthur, his Miss Scalapino, right? So the culture of the school and his teacher is what prevents him from being himself, a nice guy, friendly with everyone, open-minded. Daniel?
I was telling the couple.
Thanks. What about Miss Scalapino?
Strict.
Is it hard for her to be herself?
Maybe
No.
because she's a teacher, so she has to follow the school rules of speaking English. Maybe.
Do we know much about Miss Scalapino yet? Do we know that, is it her decision to force English only in her classroom? Maybe it's a school policy. Right, so maybe there's a policy there that prevents her from letting these guys spend some time speaking Spanish. Okay? So, what we did here, right, and today I'm going to come around and try to do this with each group. We didn't sit and say, oh, hey, what do you think the theme is? What's the message the author is trying to teach us in this? We didn't do that. Right? We're trying another way to think deeply about the theme. Right? So we're starting with a common theme. Right? The themes I had up here. Right? All you need is love. Don't give up. We're starting with those common themes, and then we're putting them into our books and having a discussion about which parts of the book support this theme and which parts of the book reject it. Right? So this is another way that we can think about theme in our books. Right? So when you go back, I'm going to try to sit with each group, and we're going to try to go through this together. So I want you at a table with your group. The book you're reading now. Okay? Notebooks open. Before you go, guys, let's, hold on, I need your attention. Eric, earlier in the year, this amazing group of students right here was able to go from carpet to working at their tables in 30 seconds. I don't know what's happened to that group. We're going to try it again, okay? Wait, don't move, don't move. Ready? Go.